Guys, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Zakha lụp này là to anh nghe tôi nói van hết sao to nhiều vậy nó cho YouTube là thôi nè. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, bro.
Yes. Nice to meet you, bro.
Good morning. Good morning.
Rebecca, morning.
Good morning, my dear students. It's great to see all of you here. 70 of you are here in Zoom room, and I suppose there are a couple of you, about 30 of you are from YouTube right now watching, and it's wonderful and good to see. One from College Vai, some from Chaulo, and some from, I don't know, if it's possible, you can type in the chat box, where are you joining us from? From which place? From which place are you? Are you from which village? And you can tell us, your friends, from wherever you are. You can type, yes, some of you are from Siaha, some from Tipa and Lodo and different villages, I suppose. So you can type wherever you are joining us from. It is good to know you and your place of joining. So this morning, yes, Arlal Mingtangi, where are you joining us from? Can you tell me?
From Jahan.
From Siha, very good, thank you. Yes, some of you are from Chapi and from New Siha, and yes, all the villages. It is so wonderful to meet you. So we will go ahead with what's left for this morning. And we are going to talk about the last tense that we have, and that is the simple present tense. We're going to talk about it this morning. Simple future tense. So the future tense will have three four subdivisions, just like the other tenses. Okay, so in the future tense, we are going to talk about the future, what will happen in the future. So we have talked about the present tense. We've touched upon the past tense, and now it will be the future tense. Let's take a look at this future tense. So the first of the future tense is this one. Can you see it? Let me share one once again. So this is the future tense. The first one is the simple future tense. Well, it's similar with the other tenses, and we have the simple future or the future indefinite tense. And this tense, the form is will and or be going to, but the most common one is this one, will. So the most common one would be will. And this is the most common form, will. I'm going to draw a circle one. And these two forms can sometimes be used interchangeably, but normally we use we here. Let's go to the next slide, and both of them will refer to specified time in the future. Okay, There's a little bit of technical issue here, but let me continue and say that both of these are going to talk about the future, the specified time in the future. Will and be going to are talking about the future. Sorry, I was facing some technical issue. So we will continue. The simple future, the form of the simple future is now this one. It is either going to, or sometimes we can use will. Mostly it's will. So basically what we are saying here is will and plus the verb. Okay. Look at this, will plus verb. Examples, you will help him later. You will help him later. So we are specifying the time when that helping will take place. You will help him later. Sometimes we use shall also. You have to know that. Sometimes here we are going to use shall, but mostly it is will, or in conversation we are using the truncated version. That is will, or apostrophe then ll, okay, I'll or she'll, or so that is very common in conversation. Or we don't really use we will help him, unless we want to emphasize that. Next, we are also going to use be going to, or it's like are going to, or is going to, or am going to. We're going to meet Jane tonight. Are you going to meet Jane tonight? So going to is also a part of that. Is going to, or are going to, or am going to. So this is all future indefinite tense or simple future tense. So the first use, when are we going to use? The first use is to express a voluntary action. So it suggests that an action speaker will do is something voluntary, and a voluntary action is often the one the speaker offers to do, right, for someone else. Often we use will to respond to someone else's complaint or request for help. We also use will when we request that someone else or help us or volunteer for us to do something. So will not will be used as won't. And I will send you the information when I get it. I will translate the email. So will you help me? So all these are about voluntary action. Okay. You talk more about volunteering, someone else, sacrificing yourself for others. I will translate the email. Will you help me move this heavy table? Will you make dinner? I will not do your homework for you. I won't do all the housework myself. Now remember, won't is the short form of will not. I'm really hungry. You see, look at this conversation. Somebody says, I'm really hungry. And the other person replies, I'll make some sandwiches. I'll make some sandwiches. So it expresses a voluntary action. And if you look back, this one, the specified time in the future. So in the future, okay, I'm so tired I'm about to fall asleep. I'll get you some coffee. I'll get you some coffee. The phone is ringing. I'll get it. All these are simple future or future indefinite tense. Now will, the second use is will is used to express a promise. What is a promise? A promise is something that we made. It's a vow that we make to people. It's a statement that we make to other people that we are going to be truthful to our declaration or our commitment. It's a commitment to other person, other party. Well, that's called a promise. I will call you when I arrive. So you're promising something. When I arrive, I will call you when I get home. If I am elected president of the United States, I will make sure everyone has access to inexpensive health insurance. I will make sure. I promise I will not tell him about the surprise party. Don't worry, I'll be careful. I won't tell anyone your secret. All these are future indefinite tense, simple future, and they express kind of promise. Now use number 3. The third use is when we say going to. All right, now this is about going to. So express a plan. He's going to spend his vacation in Hawaii. She's not going to spend her vacation in Hawaii, right? So what about the going to? When it uses, it expresses the idea that a person intends to do something in the future, and it does not matter whether the plan is realistic or not. That person is intending to do something in the future. You got it? Here, it does not matter whether the plan is realistic or not. It could be imaginary plan. Some person has an intention to do something. Michelle is going to begin medical school next year. They're going to drive all the way to Alaska. When are we going to meet each other tonight? He's going to spend his vacation in Hawaii. So all these. Who is going to make John's birthday cake? Sue is going to make John's birthday cake. So Will, so in the prediction also, we will use this. There's a little slight difference at other times, but here when we talk about prediction, when we talk about things to come, sometimes things to happen, there is a very little difference. There is no difference, in fact. This one and this one. The year will be very interesting. Look at the two examples. This and this, similar meaning, same thing, so there is no difference. Now, future continuous tense. So we just studied the future tense, and we have been studying the future tense, just done with the future indefinite tense. Let's talk about the future continuous tense. So future continuous tense is two different forms: will be doing and will be going to be doing. All right. Now we use most commonly the first one in a grammar context. Will be doing. Okay, this is the most common one. Will be doing. Look at the formula here, or the form. Will be, and then present participle. You know, if you remember, present participle is a verb with ing. So you will be waiting for her when her plane arrives tonight. You will be waiting for her when her plane arrives. Will you be waiting for her when her plane arrives tonight? You will not be waiting for her when her plane arrives. So future continuous tense. Remember this, okay? Will be plus present participle. Present participle is verb with ing. Let's look at form, future continuous with going to be. Is or are or am. Now remember, in a continuous tense, we always have is or are or am, or even was or were. So will, is, or are, or am plus going to be plus present participle. Present participle is ing again. You are going to be waiting for her when the plane arrives. Are you going to be waiting for her when our plane arrives tonight? And remember, it is possible to use the will and be going to create a future continuous tense with little difference in meaning. Okay? Are you going to be ing? I'm going to be eating my breakfast when my mother calls me. Now we'll look at when to use it. Interrupted action in the future, right? Interrupted action in the future. See here, interrupted action. Interrupted action in the future. Look at the picture and it will be very clear. Now we're talking about future tense. We are here living in the future. And if we are going to talk about I will be, see here, I will be watching TV when she arrives tonight. So that means I will be watching, right? We're using the form will be, then ing. If you look at the form, is or are or will be here, this one will be ing. I will be waiting for her when the plane arrives tonight. I will be waiting, watching TV when she arrives tonight. So when she arrives tonight, something is disturbing, something is interrupted. While you are watching TV, she's arriving. So the arrival is here, an interruption is here. I will be watching television when she arrives tonight. Maybe at 5, maybe at 7 o'clock. Normally I have a habit of watching movie or television at 7 o'clock. So I will be sitting there at the television room, and then she will be coming in. And that's when we have to use this. I will be waiting for you when your bus arrives. Already be waiting, actually. Waiting is already be there. You'll be standing there at 8, and the bus will arrive. I'm going to be staying at the Madison Hotel. If anything happens and you need to contact me. You will be studying at the library tonight. So you will not see Jennifer when she arrives. So, indicated a longer action in future will be interrupted. All these are the longer actions. Okay, the bold ones. Moizolaralte, this is so shameful. You are going to be kicked out. You are smoking while taking class. Moizolaralte, unless we get from your parents something, you're going to be kicked out. Okay, you should not join because this is just really terrible. You cannot be here. Now let's continue. So in use 1, we talk about interruption, longer action being interrupted. And here, the second use, in use, we describe the future is interrupted by short action. In addition to using short actions as interruption, you can also use a specified time as an interruption. What do you mean? Specified time means, example, tonight at 6 p.m., I'm going to be eating dinner. I will be in the process of eating dinner. Okay? By 6 a.m. tonight, I will be eating. Already eating. Already. I will already be eating. I will have been eating. At midnight tonight, we will still be driving through the desert. So midnight tonight, we will be still driving through the desert. Where will you be tonight? At 12 o'clock, I will be sleeping tonight. So in future, we have to remember that in simple future, a specified time is used to show the time in action will begin or end. But in future continuous tense, a specified time interrupts the action. Tonight at 6 p.m., I'm going to eat dinner. I'm going to start eating at 6. This is the present future indefinite tense, or a simple future. So tonight at 6 p.m. I'll just start eating. But tonight at 6 p.m. I'm going to be eating dinner. This is present future continuous. That means I'm going to start earlier, and I will be in the process of eating at 6 p.m. By 6 p.m. I'll still be eating. Okay? Next, use parallel actions in the future. Remember, we are talking about simple future continuous tense. So parallel actions means 2 actions or 3, more than 1 action. It's continuing. Both of them happen at the same time. All right. I'm going to be studying and he's going to be making dinner. I am going to be studying and he's going to be making dinner. Tonight they will be eating dinner, discussing their plans and having a good time. Look at this. Tonight they will be eating dinner. This is one event, eating dinner and discussing their plans here and having a good time. So actions, sometimes it's more than 2 actions, not only 1 action. While Alan is reading, Tim will be watching television. Right, so parallel actions. And next, let's go over to the future perfect tense. We're almost done. Future perfect has 2 different forms, will have done or be going to have done. So the first form, will have done. Will have, the form is will have and past participle. You will have perfected your English by the time you come back from the US. You will have perfected your English by the time you come back from the US. Right? Look at this. You will have perfected your English by the time you come back from the US. Will you have perfected your English by the time you come back from English? Will have, and third form of the verb. Past participle is the third form of the verb. And is or am or are and going to have, then past participle. You are going to have perfected your English. Now this usage, future perfect tense, be going to, we do not use it very often, and more specifically and more predominantly we're using this one, okay, for our grammar lesson. You're going to have perfected. Are you going to have perfected your English? It's possible to use will or be going to create the future perfect with little or no difference in meaning. So the meanings for both of these kinds of statements are basically the same. Right? Will have, third form of the verb. And let's take a look at it. Action before something in the future. Action before something in the future. Look at this. Something has happened, and this one will happen in the future, but this one happened before. So we talk about this one using the future perfect tense. By next November, this is November. By next November, I will have received my promotion, receiving the promotion before next November. Right now we're here, present tense. By next November, this is November, before November comes, he will have received. Right now, in this present time, he has not received the present yet, no present. But between this November and this present time, something will happen, and that is that he's going to receive. Okay? By the time he gets home, so this is by the time he gets home here, by the time he gets home, she's going to have cleaned the entire house. So before this man gets home, the house will be cleaned by the lady or whoever is in the house. She, it may be the wife or the maid, housemaid. Now, I'm going to have finished this test by 3 o'clock. It means the test will be finished before 3 o'clock. Will she have learned enough Chinese to communicate before she moves to Beijing? Sam is probably going to have completed the proposal by the time he leaves this afternoon. So by the time I finish this course, I will have taken tests, 10 tests. So 10 tests have already been done, and a 10 test has already been done. It's actually here, and then he will finish it in the future. Next, duration before something future in the something in the future. Okay. Let's take a look at it. I will have been in London for 6 months by the time I leave. I will have been in London. So look at this. This is present, this is past. For the non-continuous verbs are verbs without ing. I will have been in London for more than 6 months by the time I leave. Okay, so I leave, but in London, it's from here to here to here to here. Something will continue up until another time, another action. By Monday, Suzanne is going to have had my book for a week. Suzanne is going to have borrowed my book for a week. So she's been borrowing it now. And by Monday, it will be more than a week since our borrowing began. A future perfect continuous. So this is the last future. Let's take a look at it. Future perfect continuous has 2 different forms. Will have been doing and be going to have been doing, or unlike the simple forms. Future perfect continuous forms are usually interchangeable, right? And we have will have been doing. Remember, this is the most important part here for our grammar learning. Right now, will have been doing, will have been, and ing. Okay, will have been plus present participle. Remember, present participle is always with ing. You will have been waiting for me for more than 2 hours when the plane finally arrives. Will you have been waiting for more than 2 hours when our plane finally arrives? And look at this. Present participle, and you are going to have been waiting for me. So remember, have been and ing. Are you going to have been waiting for more than 2 hours when our plane finally arrives? Are you going to have been waiting? have been waiting. That's future perfect continuous. All right, so let's take a look at when to use. It is just like the other future continuous also in many ways, and it's just that we're talking about how long the thing has been happening. Okay, how long? Let's take a look at the present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense is I have been waiting for you for more than 2 hours, right? Now in the future, waiting for 2 hours, more than 2 hours. Now here, same thing. By this time, you'll have been waiting for many hours, probably for an extended amount of time. We use the present perfect continuous to show that a future perfect continuous to show that something will continue up until a particular event or time in the future for 5 minutes or 2 weeks or since Friday. All are durations which can be used with a future perfect continuous tense. All right. So the duration stops at or before a reference point in future for 5 minutes. We'll talk about they will have been talking for over an hour by the time Thomas arrives. So this is Thomas will be arriving here. Thomas, look at this picture. Thomas is arriving and they're talking all the way from here to here. They've been still talking. So Thomas will have been, they will have been talking for over an hour by the time Thomas arrives. She's going to have been working at that company for 3 years when it finally closes. James will have been teaching at the university for more than a year by the time he leaves for Asia. James will have been teaching. How long you have been studying? How long have been studying when you graduate? How long will you have been studying when you graduate? Right, we are going to have been driving for over 3 days straight when we get to Anchorage. We are going to have been driving for over 3 days straight. When you finish your English course, will you have been living in New Zealand for over a year? Right. Now next, cause of something in the future. So we're going to talk about future continuous before another action in future happens. So it's a good way to show cause and effect. Jason will be tired when he gets home because he will have been jogging for over an hour. Basically the same thing. More importance to how long the action has been taking place. See, for over an hour here. Claudia's English will be perfect when she returns to Germany because she's going to have been studying English in the United States for over 2 years. Will have been. You can even substitute this with will have been. Now, future continuous versus future perfect continuous. That is very easy. Future continuous, we are emphasizing that it is still going on. And with future perfect continuous, we're giving more emphasis or more importance to how long things been going on, right? Future continuous emphasizes interruptions, interrupted actions, some other things are going on, whereas future perfect continuous emphasizes a duration of time, right? So he will be tired because he will be exercising so hard. Look at this two, this one and this two. This one, he will be tired because he will be exercising so hard. What is the difference between this one and this one? He will be tired because he will have been exercising so hard. See, in this sentence, the first one, this sentence emphasizes that he will be tired because he will be exercising at that exact moment in the future. He will be tired because he will be exercising so hard, right? He will be exercising at that moment. Here, this sentence emphasizes that he will be tired because he will have been exercising for over a period of time, that is maybe 1 week or maybe 1 hour or 2 hours. It is possible that he will still be exercising at that moment, or that he will just have finished. Okay? So that's about the future tense. All right. These tenses are the tenses that you've studied. Different tenses are very important. If you need, you can go back on the video on YouTube, but it's all there. And even I am suggesting you now that you can use your I think other YouTube channels also to try to understand this. And in fact, these are the things that you've already studied. So if you cover and flip back through the old notes and textbooks, the grammar books that you study, perhaps you should be able to find some of your answers. Is that fine? So today, what are we studying today? We've just studied simple future or future indefinite tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. And they have their separate uses. You have to use them, and there are ways in which you have to use. It's very important when we talk about the future that we know when to use a particular tense in the future. Okay? All right. Any question? I hope you guys are following me. And if you need, you can, as I said, go back on these lectures again. All right. Okay. So is there any question? I'll just let anybody to speak up. I'll give you time to unmute. So if you have any question in all the things that we studied, I'm going to give you about 2 minutes or so. If you have any question, you can speak up now. You can unmute yourself if you have any question for that. Do you have any question? Yes, do you have any question? Keti Tazi, any question? Origin?
No, sir.
All right. Kaleba, I think there's El Kaleba or something. Do we have Kaleba? El Kaleba, are you there? Yes? Where is El Kaleba? Do we have it here? Okay, so if you do not have any questions, then I'm going to open the time. So we're done with the tense. I will give you hopefully more examples from the Telegram group. Okay, all right. So you have to watch out for all the information in the Telegram group. Now you can write your name, capital letters, all capital letters followed by your roll number, and you can leave this room. Have a good day. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, you stay there, and I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to complete all your roll number. And if you have given your roll number and your name here, you can leave the room, okay? But you have to do it real quick in the chat box. So those of you who are watching, 54 of you are watching on YouTube, just stay there. I'm going to enable the chat box for you to write your roll number and your name. It will be about only 5 minutes. I will open only for about 5 minutes, and that's when you need to really type in your name in capital letters and small roll number, followed by your roll number. You can refresh the YouTube page, or you can close it and open it again, and you will find now that it is possible to chat on the YouTube. Type your name, capital letter, followed by your roll number on a YouTube as well. I think many of you are watching on YouTube, joining from YouTube. All right.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes. Who's speaking?
Sorry.
It's Baitali, roll number 230. Yes.
I can send you my roll number.
You can send. You just type the chat box. Type in the chat box. There's a chat box.
I tried to send you several times, but it cannot send.
Okay, you keep trying.
Okay, sir.
Sir, me too.
Yes.
Me too. I can send you.
Why?
Excuse me, sir.
You can
says that
send
you're
in the
not
waiting
using-
room for everyone, because it is very easy. Just type it there in the chat box. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
it says that you're not in this meeting.
I'm not in this meeting. I am here.
Yeah, sir. Me too.
No, sir. That's what it says in the chat.
Okay. So then that means I'm here in the chat. You can send to everyone, okay, or me. You don't need to send directly to me. Just send everyone. It will be there. Just type it to everyone, not to your friends.
Oh, I can't.
You don't need to send to me directly. Just send to everyone there, and you will find it there. So once you have done with your roll number, you can leave the room, okay? And those of you watching on YouTube also, we're opening the time. I will open for about a few minutes, and after that we will close.
Sir.
Yes.
I try, but I can't. So I will move to YouTube.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, if you can't do it here, you can go over to YouTube and type your roll number there and your name.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's for everyone who are unable. Getty Tazi, have you put your roll number? Getty Tazi and Salemponge. BT, this BEETEE. Rename yourself. What is your name? What is your correct name? BT, rename yourself for next time. Do you know how to rename? Getty Tazi. Mr. Getty Tazi, can you unmute yourself and have you put your roll number?
Yes, sir.
Then you can go out. All right.
Yes, sir.
If you have finished your roll number and your name, you can go out of this room. Those of you on YouTube, C Lyco, have you finished? Origin, have you put your roll number? You can click leave. Okay, you can leave the meeting. TT Topi also. C Lyco. TT Topi, have you put your roll number? In roll number in chulut toem. Chat box akan. In chulot tuan. In chuak thayang meeting in chuk san thayang. Leave tika click roll achu zo to ho ka chuan roll number le ming da to ka chu in chuak thei achu dan chu leave ti lo among and metula in phone maya han leave meeting ti ma leave send in origin roll number da to em Bonnie L Jean Leona roll number da to em si Lyco ka roll number da to em Ebenezer te Desi Fachai te roll number in da to em okay.
Sir, kung ay tikin Desi Fat sa kalau kanya kung ay tikin
Siya roll roll number ka. Roll number ka churo le.
Sir, roll number kan lo ka asen thelo amne ta chak lo nya.
And try roll le. YouTube at tong kan ti me roll le YouTube so ko tong kan
Yes, sir.
Helai da thelo ki YouTube akan an kalula chat box akan dana umang. Dang zong po ka
Sir,
Yes.
cái tu pa kan roll no lo lut thi me lo mak ja kan nghe.
Keep trying.
Lo sen thi me lo Sir,
Yes.
more ra hian lo zek me ga point em.
More. Yes. Click more. Click chat.
Oh, ta.
Chat. Do you see something called chat? CHAT
Yes.
chat. All right. And there you will find a chat box.
Ni ka roll no lo zek me ang point em.
Yes. Write it.
Direct message something.
Yes. Send the direct message to me also. Sent.
Oh, sir, lo sento.
Okay, thank you. You may leave the meeting now.
Sir. Desi Fat sa kanila YouTube kalau zek to left thing
Yes, leave the meeting.
Yes, sir.